Lamborghini. This is the sexiest branding. This is the sexiest vehicle. What is it about it?
It's Italian design with German engineering. When you combine those two, it's just magic. If you walk around one of those cars, I mean, you just get hypnotized. But when you get in the car and you start it up, that's when the car comes to life. And what I say is it's next level. It is a completely different experience. And you feel it, but when you're driving, everybody else feels it too. It just has such a strong presence on the road, like no other vehicle in my opinion.
I went to your event because I thought you were going to give me a Urus. Like I really was just hoping for, oh, that's Shawn. I'm gonna walk in and you're like, here you go.
It's just it's an amazing SUV. It's a super SUV is what we call it. You know, 650 horsepower, just a work of art. I mean, it looks great, sounds great, it's versatile, right? You can put golf clubs in the back, your family.
Well, that's what I want. I told you yesterday.
I got you.
Oh, you got
I got you, buddy. Whatever you need. Friends and family for you.
Can't wait to see what that builds. My man, Nick Del Negro from Lamborghini in Naples, general manager, here with me today on this episode of Determined Society. Brother, it's so good to finally do this with you, man.
Yeah, I know we talked about it. You've come to some of my events, some of my car shows, and I'm just glad that we were able to finally get some time and actually make it happen, you know?
Well, I went to your event because I thought you were going to give me a Urus. Like I really was just hoping for, oh, that's Shawn. I'm going to walk in and you're like, here you go. I'm kidding. No, but that was a good event, you know, because I was with Floyd Ragland that day.
Yep.
And then we went to the Revs Institute and did an interview. But it was mind blowing to me, that whole event, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I thought there's just gonna be a bunch of cars. Because I grew up, my dad was a big car show guy.
Yep.
He had those things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go do this thing. I'm gonna be out there. It's gonna be hotter than Hades and it's just gonna suck. And I get there and it's just the most amazing luxury event. You guys had driving simulators inside, which at the time, what you don't know, because we didn't get to talk that day. You were swamped.
Yeah, we like crossed paths and I'm like, hey, yeah. And then boom, I was like getting pulled in 10 different directions, but.
Right. But you had those driving simulators and my son had just told me like, Dad, you need to sit down. You need to watch Gran Turismo with me. And we were up until 11 o'clock at night, the night before watching it. And then I went like, Bobby, they had a simulator. So.
And those are the real deal simulators too. I mean, those were like, snap your arms off.
Really?
Like you need to get like dialed in on those. Yeah. Yeah. It's not playing like, what was that game back in the day? Rad Racer or something?
Yeah.
You know, not
oh my God, Rad Racer. You remember that? Of course you do. You mentioned it. I haven't even thought about that game in forever.
Yeah, that's an old school. That was
that's
a throwback
really
right
old
there.
school, man.
But those things are real. Like it's like being literally in the cockpit, on the track, the sounds. Wild. I mean, yeah, really great technology.
There was music, high-end food, coffee truck. And I was able to see people that I ran into people there. I didn't think I was going to run into anybody that I knew. I ran into multiple sets of people that I've known for a long time. So it was really good. You guys are building a great community with those events. And I think that's where the success of Lamborghini of Naples really hits, because you've been there for 2 years now. I feel
actually 2 years this month.
Happy birthday, man.
2 years this month.
Happy birthday. And it's crazy to me because the impact that you've made on the community already with that dealership, like I told you yesterday on the phone, I feel like you've been here for 10 years.
Oh, thanks. We try, you know, we try to just take care of people. You know, we're very inviting. We let people come in and, you know, take pictures of cars. You know, Lamborghinis, we get a little desensitized to it because we're around them every day. But for some people, they've never even seen one. It's the first time they've ever laid their eyes on a real Lamborghini in real life. So, you know, obviously Naples attracts a lot of tourists from different parts of the world. And people come in and they're like, hey, do you mind if we just take some photographs and some videos? I said, absolutely. Come on in, take some pictures. Just do me a favor. If you post anything, we only have 2 rules. Just don't touch any of the cars, okay? And if you post anything, just tag us. That's all we ask.
That's awesome.
And I'm happy to accommodate you.
Well, it's funny because that's what I saw at that event, right? And like I said, I was with Floyd Ragland, and you see kids getting in cars, you know, these people's personal cars. And it's really cool because then they can touch and feel something that they think that is so luxurious. And they may think to themselves, man, one day I can do this.
Absolutely. It manifests, right? So I get people that come into the dealership that say, hey, listen, I just want to be in this environment because someday I'm going to own one of these cars. I know I am. And this is where it starts. You know, that event we do, it's called Supercars and Espresso. All right. It's kind of our version of our car show. It gives our customers a day where they can showcase their vehicles. You know, we put them right up front. Like you said, I got music inside, I got music outside, I got race car simulators. I bring in Brent from Carbon Watch Company. He brings a nice variety of different high-end watches and displays them. I get it catered by Sea Salt. They do a fantastic job, full spread of food. We also bring in a really cool coffee company called Hot Coffee from Miami. They come and bring a big coffee truck, so they do all this matcha and exotic coffees. And I mean, we did 333 cups of coffee last month. 333 cups. So just goes to show you how many people come to the event and how many people have a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
So it's growing. It's grown over the last 2 years, but you know, we enjoy doing it. We really do. And I think the community likes it as well, you know?
They do. And I was telling you, my buddy, you know, a friend of mine just bought what he said. Because we talked about it that day. You know, his wife was there, who I'm friends with. And I'm like, man, what do you think? And she goes, I want one. I'm like, you should do it. You should do it. And, you know, he's a neurosurgeon, and they bought one, I think, like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Well, that Urus, or if you're from Italy or some different parts of the country, you may say Urus, Urus. It's an amazing SUV. It's a super SUV is what we call it. You know, 650 horsepower, just a work of art. I mean, it looks great, sounds great. It's versatile, right? You can put golf clubs in the back, your family, very comfortable, but it gives you all the attributes of a supercar. You know, it sounds like a supercar. It's fast. It performs like one. So that's kind of my favorite vehicle. You know, myself personally, it's what I drive, just because, you know, I have 3 kids. So if I have to pick up my daughter or her friends, you know, you can throw another couple in the back. It's a 5-passenger. Seats go down for extra cargo space. Really, really cool car.
Well, that's what I want. I told you yesterday.
Well, I got you.
Oh, you got me.
I got you, buddy. Whatever you need.
I know you
Friends
do.
and family for you.
Oh my gosh.
Always.
I can't wait to see what that bill's going to be. So this is not your first stop. You've been in the industry forever. And in fact, you worked at Land Rover Fort Myers with your brother.
Correct. Yep.
And you loved the Land Rover, right? You loved everything it was about. And now you're at Lamborghini. Now, I don't want to assume everybody knows the difference between other luxury cars and then Lamborghini. What have you noticed differently about Lamborghini that suggests that this is the brand? This is the sexiest branding. This is the sexiest vehicle. What is it about it?
You know, it's Italian design with German engineering. Okay. And when you combine those two, it's just magic. Magic happens. So you got one of the most beautiful vehicles, okay, from the exterior, fit and finish, the design, the colors, the wheels, the big brake calipers. I mean, if you walk around one of those cars, I mean, you just get hypnotized by all the different angles and aerodynamics, right? And then you open up the doors and you see an interior that just wows you, right? But when you get in the car and you start it up, that's when the car comes to life. And what I say is it's next level. I mean, I've driven every car you can imagine, right? So, you know, they all offer something different. But when you get in a Lamborghini, it is a completely different experience. And you feel it. And then you don't even realize, but when you're driving, everybody else feels it too. You pull up to a red light and people are just looking, their heads turning, they're taking pictures, their video. It just has such a strong presence on the road, like no other vehicle, in my opinion. You know, it's a boutique brand, so you know, we don't flood the market with them. So you're not going to go to Publix and see 10 of them in the parking lot. But when you see one, you recognize it.
You know exactly what it is.
You know exactly what it is. If you know, you know, right? So, you know, it's just a next level automobile, in my opinion.
For those that own a Lamborghini, what do you think it symbolizes for them in their life?
It's a trophy car, you know? I think there's different types of buyers. You know, there's the buyer that, you know, as a young kid, they had that poster on their wall, right? Like I did too. I had the old Countach on the wall as a child.
You told me it was Kathy Ireland the poster you had.
No, it was Christy Brinkley. But like, you know, as a kid, you know, you fall in love with supercars, you know, and today it becomes more realistic because of social media and you have access to all these cool videos and things like that. But as a child, it was like a poster, right? You had a picture of one, put it on the wall. So some people, for them, it's like a symbol of success, like I made it. So when you get to a certain level, maybe you sell your company or you have the financial means to buy one, you say, I'm getting a Lamborghini. That's my trophy right there. That's my goal, right? To own one of them. And what's ironic is some of them will just buy them and they won't drive them a whole lot. They'll just look at them.
Yeah.
They'll go out in their garage or their man cave and they'll have a scotch or a whiskey or a glass of wine and they'll just walk around it and talk about it. You know, it's kind of like, it's like winning the NBA championship or the MVP trophy, right? As a kid, you played maybe Pee Wee football, right? You know, and then all of a sudden you look at, a guy like Tom Brady, and you've won all these accolades, and you kind of just sit back and appreciate them.
So funny.
Hard work.
I'm just thinking about when I get my Urus, I'm not going to be drinking a glass of scotch in the garage, walking around, looking at it. I'm driving that bad.
You're getting in that bad boy.
I'm gonna drive it.
I mean, they should be.
I mean, why not?
Listen, they're meant to be driven.
They are.
And that's the other misconception. A lot of people think that, Lamborghinis are not an everyday car, that you can only drive them once in a while, that, you can't put miles on them, and they're finicky cars. They're bulletproof.
Where did that misconception come from, though?
I just think when you think of exotic, right? You think exotic cars, they're so delicate, right? And fragile. But these cars are bulletproof. I mean, you can get in them and drive them. They're meant to be driven. And I tell people, I say, look, what's the sense of spending the money on a car if you're not going to enjoy it? Because that's the experience, getting in the car and driving it. You hear the engine right behind your ears. It's got the engine right in the rear of the vehicle. So you hear it shift gears and the spooling, and the engine talks to you. People say, well, I don't care about the radio. I just want to hear the engine.
Really?
They just put the radio on mute and they just go.
I can see how that would work.
Yeah.
I can see how that would work. I've been in one. I was in Floyd's.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you in one.
Oh, yes.
You're going to come down to the store and I'm going to take you in one.
I would love that.
I have one outside, but I'm going to take you in one.
What did you bring?
I brought a Huracan.
Ooh.
Yeah, I brought a Huracan. Nice color, bright orange, typical Lamborghini, right? Nice bold color. Orancio Borealis is what they call it.
Okay.
V10, naturally aspirated, 640 horsepower. I mean, it's a monster.
That's awesome, dude.
And it's a good-looking car. It's comfortable, drives good. And it's a car that you can get in and drive. You can put 10, 15, 20,000 miles on that car.
That's
and
pretty cool.
the maintenance doesn't kill you. It's not a very expensive car to maintain. The biggest cost in those vehicles, honestly, are tires.
See, I can see that.
That's it. I mean, you're going to go through tires.
They're premium custom tires,
they're,
right?
low profile, they're an aggressive tire. So that's really your biggest cost is really tires, and your maintenance once a year. That's it.
Do you ever sit back and recognize the cool job that you have? Because I'm thinking about this, I'm listening to you. You're clearly passionate about it. You know everything about it. And it's more than the audience saying, well, he's in car sales. He should know about these cars. You're right, but there's passion coming from this man. There's a difference. Do you ever sit back, even on your worst days, and go, you know what? I've got it pretty damn good. Like, I get to do this. I get to talk about these cars. I get to drive one of these to a podcast interview. I get to own one. That's a pretty big deal, man.
I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. Never in a million years did I ever think my path of life would take me here. But when I look back and I say, okay, well, how did I end up here? What got me here? I think it was a couple things. Hard work. I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that I'm probably one of the hardest working guys you'll meet. It's just in my DNA. It comes from my father. He was an iron worker, just hard worker. I remember when he used to come home, he, couldn't even take his boots off. I'd take him off as a kid, get on my knees and just undo his boots for him, So hard work, but doing the right thing by people, just always doing the right thing. You got to let your conscience be your guide, take care of people. And you got to have a passion for people because people are buying the cars. I love cars. Don't get me wrong. I love like the look of the car, the sound of the car. I mean, I'm very passionate about cars, and especially exotic cars, but I love people. People are the ones buying the car. So I connect with the person. I enjoy meeting new people, and I like hearing about their journey, and how they got to where they are to today to buy a car like that. And then, I came to Florida from Massachusetts. Did I come down here thinking I was going to be in the car industry? No, of course not. I didn't know what I wanted to do, actually. My brother was in the car industry, and, naturally with that connection, I went into the car business. I left for a little while and did some real estate and mortgage things, and then got back into the car business because I knew that industry, I could do well in it. I had instant success. I was able to connect with the customers, and with hard work, you're going to sell cars, that combination. And then I said to myself, well, you know what? If I really, really want to take this to the next level, I got to sell something that I'm really passionate about, that I really, really love. And I love luxury cars. I like luxury items, luxury cars. So then when that opportunity came for my brother and I with the Land Rover store, Jaguar Land Rover at Fort Myers, that's when I went all in. I said, all right, this is my career. This is what I think I was really born to do. How far can I take it? Where can I go with this? And
When did you start with him? What year?
13 and a half years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was with them for 13 and a half years, my brother and I.
Wow.
So I've been doing this, 20 plus years.
Of course. That's a long time.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a long time.
I've done a lot of car deals.
Yeah, you have. I bet.
But I've helped a lot of friends and people that I know in the community, along the way. And that to me is very gratifying. Like, I love to do that. Like, I like going out in the community and seeing people that I've helped. And it's like high fives and hugs, man. Like, hey, Nick, what's up, man? How you doing? And they're happy for me too, and they're supportive. They may not be buying Lamborghinis now, because not all my friends can afford them, but, they're happy for me, and I'm lucky because I'm with a good group. The Warren Henry Group is a fantastic auto group. This is their first store here on the West Coast. And I met them through my journey with Land Rover because they own several Land Rover stores in Miami. And when I met the owner and their family, it's a family business, I said, man, if I'm going to leave my family, right, which is my brother, I'm going to go with another family, right? And they took me in like family. And I'm very blessed to work with them because they have a very unique operation. It's not like your typical corporate, big conglomerate car dealership group. They're very hands-on. Their whole family's involved. And it's amazing the way they treat their employees. I mean, really, really impressive.
Well, I've had many conversations with Katie Zen.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
What an amazing human being, right? I haven't met her dad yet, but just the way she operates, as you can tell that they really care about people there. I want to, for the sake of being cheesy, turn on the blinker, make a U-turn here real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
You're saying a lot of things to me that make a lot of sense because I know a little bit about your story, but I want the audience to get a firm handle on who you are. You mentioned something about your dad. He was an iron worker. You grew up in Massachusetts. You had very humble childhood. You didn't have everything. So, a lot of times when we see somebody successful like yourself and working for a luxury brand, like that's just their life. That's what they do.
Yeah, you were
it
born
didn't
in
start
right?
like that, right?
No.
You grew up with just the bare minimum. We've had these conversations off the air. Why don't you walk the audience through that?
So, it started back in Worcester, Massachusetts in a 3-decker. Okay. If you don't know what a 3-decker is, it's a common regular home in Massachusetts where you have 3 families that live in one house. My parents and I, and my brothers and sister lived on the first floor. My grandparents lived on the second floor. Third floor, we had, another family member living there. And we just took care of the property. That was it. But, we were very close-knit family. I got to see my grandparents every day.
That's so cool.
Italian household. My father was an iron worker. My mother worked at the courthouse. So just, regular people, but at a young age, I had a paper route. And, I was always taught if you want something, you need to work for it. My parents weren't just handing me money out. I would mow lawns in the summer, rake leaves in the fall, shovel snow in the winter. And if I wanted a new pair of sneakers or some nice school clothes, I would go to work and save my money. And in the summers, always have a job, whether it's construction, landscaping, washing cars, just something to earn money so that I could go buy school clothes. And now, my parents, gave me the essentials, the things that I needed, but what they really taught me was just, life experience, just values, work ethic, take care of people, honesty, integrity. Like those are the things that got me to where I am today. But on a whim, I moved down here with $500 to my name. I literally got hit with 3 snowstorms in a row in Massachusetts. I was going to college and I said, that's it. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I don't ski. I don't play hockey.
Yeah.
So, I shovel. That's what I do. We didn't have snow blowers. We couldn't afford one. We shoveled snow 2, 3 in the morning sometimes. So I called my brother up. I said, hey, do you mind if I come down and stay with you for a little bit? And he said, sure, no problem. He goes, but just so you know, tomorrow we're going to a motivational seminar up in Tampa.
Who was it?
It was actually a group of people. It was, at that time, it was Tom Hopkins, Zig Ziglar.
Oh, wow.
Colin Powell, General Schwarzkopf, Joe Torre from the Yankees.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Christian Reeves, who's no longer with us, Superman, but a bunch of big motivators, right? And all the car guys went. So he was working at Fort Myers Toyota. I come down, and he took me to this motivational seminar, and I was just like, let's go.
Wow. That's awesome.
But I saw their commitment and to sales and trying to, take their career to the next level. And then, I said, all right, I'm going to go get a job. And I said, drop me off at the beach. I want to get a job on the beach. Middle of winter, I want to get sun. And I got a job working at a jet ski rental business. And that's where the sales kind of took place because I took his jet ski rental business. That was just, he was the first guy to ever have a jet ski business on Fort Myers Beach. His name was Chuck. And I took his business to like a whole nother level. I mean, I had his chairs packed, parasails going out, jet skis going out like crazy. And people like, what's going on down there? Who's this new guy? You know? And I kind of got a reputation on the beach as a hard worker and selling jet skis. And, I did that for a little while. And then we got hit with some bad weather. It was like, El Nino came in and jet skis were, not really going out as much. And I wanted to get off the beach. So, I jumped into the car business.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm hearing this whole story and I keep going back to one thing. Just to be honest, it's like your parents were such great role models for you.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely, 1,000%.
To a point where, your mom is at the courthouse working, your dad comes home and is physically broken down every day, can't even take off his boots. How has that impacted you when you're tired and you think that you can't go anymore?
I just push. I push.
Do you think about him in that moment?
Oh,
though?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the core of who I am. I always tell people, I have 3 daughters, so I have to be a role model to them. You don't have to be the best at what you do, but you have to outwork people.
Yeah.
If you can outwork the competition, you will succeed. You don't have to be the most talented, right? You play baseball, right? You don't have to be the guy that hits the longest home runs, right? But if you're there in the gym and you're putting in the extra BP and you're working hard, right, you're going to get better. Same thing with selling cars. When everybody shuts it down and, the store closes at 7 and people shut it down at 6, I'm out there looking for the next customer. And if the guy shows up at 6:59 and everybody hides because they want to go home, I go talk to that customer.
Yeah.
And if I got to spend 3 hours with him to get a sale, right, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to the end. I'm going to the finish line. And there's been many nights that, I come home late and I'm totally burnt out. Like my brain is mush. I'm fried, And I say, hey, you know what? This is what I signed up to do. I didn't sign up to just show up. I signed up to play ball, right?
Hey, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our Powered By sponsor. We're proud to announce a partnership between White Sands Treatment Centers and the Determined Society. With multiple locations across Florida, White Sands provides luxury, top-rated addiction treatment, from medical detox and inpatient care to outpatient support and long-term aftercare. Their resort-style campuses, expert clinicians, and holistic programs create real, lasting recovery. Together, we're committed to bringing hope, resources, and healing to those who need it most. White Sands Treatment Centers. There's so many similarities between you and I. I think the main thing that I want the audience to really understand, and please dial in on this, is you don't always have to be the one that screams the loudest. You don't have to be the one that is the sure thing, but what you have to do is work so damn hard you become undeniable. And you have to be strategic, and there's a process involved in all of this.
Absolutely.
But all I'm hearing is principles on what this show was built on. And I love this because you're giving people a story, right? You're telling them your story. And what I'm hoping is that they fall into this mindset of like, what am I actually hearing? And what they should be hearing is work. Like literally do what nobody else is willing to do. If it's 6:59 and someone walks up, you go talk to that person. Don't be the person that hides. And I think there's too many people that are hiding today as it pertains to their jobs, they're building their career or their business. So many people want to build these podcasts, right? Because it looks cool, right? It looks sexy. Like I want to grow a show. But when they find out, when I actually talk to them and they get 15 minutes of my time, they're like, all that? And I'm only giving you half of it. I'm not going to give you the other half. You got to pay for that. Like I'm not giving you all the other back end stuff that goes on 24/7.
Oh, it's funny. I was just talking to your staff, right? As I got here, and I asked them a question. I said, so because you got a great space here. I said, so how often are you guys here? Like, are you guys a couple of days a week? He goes, oh no. We're here 7 days a week. So we're here all the time. We're just working, cutting, editing, getting ready for the next show. And it's like, people don't understand that success, and I'm not the most successful guy in the world by all means, but just anybody, you talk to anybody that's successful, whether it doesn't even matter the career, You have to put the work in. Yeah, a little luck helps, right? If you get lucky, I mean, that's great, but nothing happens without putting the work in, you know? And I tell my kids that, like, you have to put the effort in, you know? If effort, it's attitude, effort, and execution. Okay? That's it. You know, there's 3 things that you have control over every single day of your life, right? 3 things. Okay? It's your attitude, right? Number 1. If you wake up and you say, oh, woe is me, you know, and I'm in a bad mood, and, you know, first of all, you're going to impact the others around you, okay? Because a good attitude is contagious. But your attitude, you have control over that, right? I mean, there's days I wake up, I'm not in the best mood. I'm not cheerio.
Today was one of them.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, it happens, you know? Yeah. But you gotta flip the switch, you know? I mean, you gotta flip the switch. If you want to have a good day, you gotta have a good attitude. The other one is effort, you know? You decide how much effort you want to put in. You want to stay late at 6:59? You want to take that customer? You'll get the reward at the end of the tunnel, right? You'll get the, you know, maybe the sale and get the little gold nugget there. Or you can, you know, you can walk away and go hide in your car and go home early, right? So if you don't put effort in, you're not going to see the results, right? Same thing with going to the gym. You can go to the gym, but are you working out or are you talking to people?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you see it, you know? So you put the effort in, you see results. You know, and the other one is focus. You know, that's the other one. You control your level of focus, right? And the more focused you are on whatever that task is, the better you're going to execute, the better results you're going to have. It's just facts. I mean, that's a simple formula that works, period, end of story. You know, it's not rocket science. Throw a little luck in there and yeah, now you get something even better.
Who was the individual that said, the harder I work, the luckier I get? Who was that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know, but Ryan? Do you know who that was? No?
But that's great. I like that.
I mean, it's
I
true,
might use
though.
that one.
Well, because I think what it is like you are putting all that effort, right? All the focus, all the execution. Eventually something just falls. You know, something just ends up happening and it doesn't come out of thin air. And that's the one thing that people talk about, oh, that's an overnight success. Like that was luck. Well, you didn't see the 10 years that person wasn't. Right. I mean, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When I hear someone call somebody an overnight success, it drives me crazy. I'm like, dude, you don't know what.
You don't know. You
don't know what he or she was going through.
You don't know the whole story.
You know, like people are saying, like, there's someone that said to me, "It's like, dude, you just all of a sudden explode." I'm like, really? I have gray hair now because of this. Like, I mean, like, dude, this wasn't an overnight thing. Like nothing is ever overnight.
Yeah, nothing happens overnight.
No,
you know, if you hit the lottery, that's overnight. But you know, most people that are successful in their career, it does not happen overnight. No way. I mean, it takes time. It's behind the scenes that people don't see what goes down.
But dude,
you know?
even like if someone wins the lottery, they could have been buying tickets for 35 years.
Yeah, true. They get a lot of money invested.
That's dedication,
baby.
That's
dedication. That's consistency.
You know, it's consistency. They played the odds and they got it, man. They got it.
Hey, you can't win if you don't play.
Exactly. You know? So it's funny because I bought I had a really good day one day. It was like, I think a week and a half ago. So I walk into 7-Eleven and I had $5 bill in my pocket. I'm like, ooh, I never have cash. I'm like, this means something.
Yeah, it's a sign.
So I bought the Florida Powerball, right? And I knew I was going to win. Like I knew. When I'm with my wife, I'm like, Wednesday our lives are going to change. It's going to be great. We're winning this. And we chuckled, but I really believed that I was going to win it. So I went into Publix right here in Estero. And this lady named Monica, okay, was in customer service. I said, hey, Monica, can you check my winning numbers, please? And she looked at me and she goes, you're what? I was like, that's it. That's the winner.
I like having those moments when I buy the ticket and I say, what's your name? Okay, great. I said, so you know that if I win this lottery, our lives are about to change because I'm coming back and taking care of you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, you don't get the winning ticket without them, you know, giving it to you.
Exactly. So Monica, I think it was Monica. It was Monica. For the sake of the conversation, let's say Monica.
Okay. Monica, Marie.
She wasn't Marie.
No.
It wasn't Marilyn. It was Monica.
Money.
It was money. And so she scans it and it comes up, not a winner. She goes, I'm sorry, it's not a winner. I'm like, can you check again?
Check again.
Because I think you're wrong. I think you're messing with me. I'm convinced that's the winner. And she just laughs. She goes, are you serious? I'm like, no, I was just, I didn't win.
Listen, it's fun to think about that stuff. I've had similar situations like that.
I really told you a pointless freaking story, but I think everybody has those moments, right?
Yeah. Well, you want to believe that, you know, can happen. Anything
This
can
is
happen if
it,
you put your
right?
mind
Like,
to it.
this
I mean,
is it.
you can manifest things.
Yeah.
I believe in that. I do. I believe you got to kind of think about things before they can become a reality. The lottery hasn't worked for me yet.
No. I love the manifestation conversation, right? Because I firmly believe in manifestation, but I believe it's half the equation, right? As you know, it's like there's a lot of work that goes involved. I'm not going to get in my TRX after this, okay, because I love that truck. I'm not going to get in there, close my eyes. I'm like, I'm in my Urus. And then I'm going to drive home and my Urus is in my driveway. Doesn't work like that. It could be because I know people.
It could be. We can talk about that. Yeah.
If you prank me and I come home one day
and it's in the driveway,
son of a bitch, that better be permanent. Those 4 wheels better be permanent in my driveway.
Well, you know what's funny about these cars too? I mean, obviously in Naples, there's a very affluent, you know, very wealthy community, right? And a lot of people do pay cash. But what people don't also understand is that not everybody pays cash, you know, and there's very unique financing that we offer to help people buy exotic cars. Unique where we can stretch out the term 180 months, 15 years. Okay, so think about this. You buy a $200,000 car, right? Your payment's like $1,800 with a little bit of money down. So you got to put a little bit of money down.
Like $1, I give you $1.
Not maybe $1, but you know, a little bit down. You got to have a little equity.
Give you $5.
Little equity down.
Bucks.
But you don't got to put half the money down.
Okay.
You know, but you put a little bit of money down. We stretch the term out. You know, fortunately, those cars do retain their value quite strong. So you go into the deal with some equity, and the payment's like $1,800 a month. Look at you. See, now we're talking. You see the reaction right there? People don't know that. People don't realize that we help figure out ways. I'm a problem solver. That's the thing. People come in,
I pay more now.
Usually we solve problems. How can I buy this car?
Nick, I pay more now.
That's my point. I know. See
Babe,
that? People don't know always what can be happening.
Ryan's going to text Jackie and say, hey, you might want to check your husband. I think he's doing financing deals. That's insane to me.
Yeah. It's a very niche program that's meant for exotic cars. You know, we're fortunate to offer it. We also have our own in-house leasing company because you can lease used cars. A lot of people don't know that. So again, trying to find ways to help accomplish and solve that problem, which is I want to own an exotic car. And you know, people, when they're able to purchase or own or lease or whatever it may be, a car like that, you know, it motivates them. You know, sometimes it's part of their, you know, it's part of their, you know, maybe their business. They want to show success. They want to get motivated. They want to, you know, they live a certain lifestyle, you know, whatever the situation may be, you know, driving a vehicle, which let's be honest, it's the one thing you're probably going to use every day. It's not like a nice pair of shoes you might wear once in a while, or a nice watch, or a nice outfit you might, you know, wear once in a while. A car is something, you know, you're going to wake up, you're going to see it. The hair in the back of your neck's going to stand up when you start it. You're going to get goosebumps. You're going to get motivated for the day. And some people buy these cars for that very reason.
So here's my custom, my what I envision: black matte.
Sick. Love it. Love it.
And all the accent colors are the colors of the brand. So I have a blue accent color that we kick in every little bit. So maybe the red, the blue on the brake calipers.
Maybe calipers we paint. Yeah.
That's what
Absolutely.
I've got it figured out.
Little trim pieces.
Yeah.
You know, one of my friends who was one of my old previous customers at Land Rover, and of course, you know, he then said, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini now. Thanks, Nick. Now you work there. Now I have to buy a Lamborghini. I said, well, you don't have to, but it'd be nice. I mean, you know,
appreciate it.
Support me a little bit, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and sure as heck, he did, because he's that kind of guy, right? He says, Nick, is the best $300,000 I've ever spent in my life.
Really?
Because here's the other thing. What people don't know is that you're not just buying a car. Right? You're buying into a lifestyle, right? You know, I mean, our lifestyle that we provide some of the most unbelievable customer experiences for Lamborghini customers. I just took a bunch of people down to Pebble Beach for Car Week.
That's cool.
I mean, insane. If you're a car lover, it is the Super Bowl of car shows. The best of the best of the best. You know, there's these all cool ride and drives and rallies they do, you know, through like New England. They did over the summer. They went through New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, New York, and it was like a week ride where they stopped at all these different hotels and these culinary experiences and driving these exotic cars, you know, just meeting new people, just little things like that. They did one out in Zion just recently, over at the national park out in Zion in Utah. So they pick you up at the airport with a Lamborghini Urus. And you drive through the parks and the mountains, and the scenery is just insane, and all these culinary experiences, and they put you up in this luxury Airstream, right? An Airstream, you think, oh, I'm going camping. No, you're going glamping.
Wow.
Okay. This unbelievable park with, like, you know, the most luxurious accommodations you can imagine, with the most beautiful backdrop, you know, and these are the things that we offer our customers, because
That's really
it is
cool,
a
man.
lifestyle.
That is
you're
really
buying into a
cool.
lifestyle.
So it's not buy a vehicle, help us hit our quota, see you on down the road.
And it's not like, hey, you know, come see me when you're ready to trade out of it. Are you kidding me? I mean, we have, you know, Shawn, I mean, I invite you. We have events all the time. We do our car show once a month, right?
Yep.
Second Saturday of every month, Supercars and Espresso. You can bank on it at Lamborghini Naples. It's a great event. We do that. Then we have all these different events through the years that we do. Of course, we do the big car show, Cars on Fifth, and all the other local car shows we do. But, you know, we have events at the dealership all the time, customer appreciation events and Mother's Day events and She Drives events for women owners only, specifically.
That's really cool.
Yeah, just really, really cool stuff.
Good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
it's fun. It's a fun job. I'm very blessed. Like you said, I mean, you know, I'm very lucky. You know, I wake up every day. It's work.
Sure.
Trust me, it is work. You know, I mean, there are quotas and, you know, things that you have to do, and a lot of liability, a lot of responsibility. But I enjoy it. I've got a great team, you know, so I can honestly say that, you know, I enjoy coming to work with the people that I work with every day. I spend a lot of time with them. So, you know, that makes it nice. Everybody kind of comes to play.
Yeah.
They come to work, you know. You know, they all have great attitudes. They all work hard. They see me there every day working hard. You know, I'm not the guy that shows up at 11 and goes to lunch for 2 hours and leaves at 4. I'm there early. I'm the last guy out of there. I don't even go out to lunch. I bring my lunch.
Yeah, that's good.
I bring my lunch.
You come to podcast though, so I appreciate that.
You know it, brother.
I mean, this is
Wouldn't
cool,
miss it for the world.
This is awesome. I appreciate you coming on, man. I think, you know, what we've been able to do is show the audience exactly what Lamborghini is about and why it's special. It's not just about a luxury vehicle. It's not about who you are when you're inside the vehicle. It's a lifestyle. It's this community that you guys have built. I think that's very special. And the other thing that I really enjoyed about this, man, was just the fact that you brought the audience into your story and who you are and who your parents are and how it shaped you become the professional you are now. You know, because again, when someone's listening to a show, they don't get the benefit that I do. I know you're an amazing father of 3 girls, right?
Thank
I know
you. I try to be.
I know all those stuff. I know that stuff, right? I know where you come from. So when I get to interview you, I want to be able to show them who you are, right? And I just think this was such a fun conversation, bro.
This was
like,
so fun, man. This
first
is
of
like,
many, I
it felt like
think.
we just went out to lunch.
I am kind of hungry. I am kind of hungry.
Well, maybe, you know, if you have some time, we can maybe get in the Lambo and maybe go.
Well, I do have a 2:30, so I got to get home, but I'm going to come see you very soon.
Do it.
And we'll try to
I'm gonna
sneak you
hold
out
you
for
to
a-
that.
No, I will.
Yeah.
I mean, if I say I'm going to come see you, I'm going to come.
Good.
See.
I want
know
you
that.
to.
You know that. But
that way there, it's not so chaotic. I can show you, give you a tour of the dealership, and
absolutely.
And we can go get some lunch. I'll make a special occasion.
Make a special occasion.
Absolutely, man.
Where you're let out of the cage to go get a whole meal of food. What movie?
What's that?
What movie was that? Whole meal of food?
Whole meal of food.
Come on, think back into the early 2000s.
I'm stumped. Hit me.
It's Frank Ricard. Just wonder if you want to go get a bite to eat or a whole meal of food, if that would be agreeable. Old school.
Old school. Frank the Tank.
Thank you.
Frank the Tank.
So funny. Hey, man, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you so much, Nick. And for the
listen,
audience,
congrats to all your success.
Thanks,
I mean, this
man.
was was an absolute honor. You know, I mean, I've seen what you've done, and I follow you. I watch you. I've seen your success, and man, you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing it, man. Forget about me for a second. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I am. I receive it. It's hard to though, right?
Yeah.
Because, for me, so I just don't ever want to be comfortable. I want to stay uncomfortable. I want to keep pushing, but I also have to look and say, wow, like this is really cool where we're at, and to acknowledge it, but also not get stagnant and continue to put the pedal down a little
Absolutely.
bit, right?
Full throttle.
Full throttle.
Always.
Like a Lambo.
Full throttle.
Like a Lambo.
There's
We
no
have to.
throttle or full throttle. That's
No,
it.
It's it.
It's all or nothing.
All gas, no brakes, baby.
Yeah,
All
baby.
gas, no brakes.
That's what I'm
But
talking about.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
For the
Appreciate you.
audience, for the local folks here in Southwest Florida, Lamborghini in Naples, go check them out. And until next time, stay determined.